If you're running a small fitness studio, you're probably wearing multiple hats, juggling multiple things like lead communication, lead nurturing, scheduling, scaling your business, all while still coaching your clients. And this can be a major pain point if you're looking to scale your business. And as a small business owner, wearing multiple hats can be really stressful. I'm John Clark with Optimization Specialist, and we focus on saving business owners time, money, and energy while growing their business through automations and system buildouts. And today I want to talk about how we built an automation system for a small gym out of San Antonio called PlyoFit, and really talk about how by just implementing a very simple CRM and automation flow, we're able to help him scale his business quicker while doing what he wants to do most, which is helping his clients grow in their fitness journey. So let's talk about PlyoFit real quick and kind of how they're built and what their before story was. So Carlos is the owner of PlyoFit, a really cool business, really small fitness studio, and he has classes of about 10 to 12 people. And what I love about this is he builds customized workouts for his class members. Myself, in my fitness journey, I've been to different boot camps, such as Burn, where basically you throw 20 people in a classroom. They have 3 or 4 different stations, and you're kind of on your own, sweating through everything, barely breathing as you're trying to improve your fitness. And it's kind of a one-size-fits-all thing. But at PlyoFit, it's really cool because they have, again, that 10 to 12 people in a class, and he really customizes the workout based off of your different goals. So that way a beginner isn't doing the exact same thing as somebody that's been there for a couple years. And so from the fitness model perspective, Carlos is really focused on helping people build their fitness routine. And if you look at his website, he's really focused on the culture of those classes versus just the, hey, come here to help lose weight, which I really love. And so when we connected, we were talking about his current systems. And as a single business owner, he was wearing all the different hats and communicating, and he's trying to build workout plans and part of his day, executing and leading those classes while also building a business. And it's just a lot to manage. And if you put all of your energy into growing the business, then your clients kind of lose out because they're not getting the attention they need. Or if you give all of your attention to the clients, then maybe your business isn't going to grow. And so that's kind of where we stepped in. So let's look at a couple of his systems. For one, because he does classes, each member has to schedule their classes weekly. So on Sunday, he's sending out a text. He had a chat group and a WhatsApp, and he's sending out a text every week of hey, go book your classes. So every Sunday, this is the one thing that's on top of his mind, where he could be enjoying time with friends and family. He has to kind of think about the business in the back of his head. And then also, as people are signing up, he's got different platforms where they sign up. He doesn't know when the different contracts end, and he's kind of keeping track of the membership side. And again, that's more on the admin side of things. And so we kind of came in and looked at how can we implement all of this into a one-stop shop while also helping him scale his business. And so let's look at what we built out in the Optimization Toolkit and some of the automations that we added. So one of the big things is, as new people are interested in joining PlyoFit, we want to make sure that we keep track of those people. And we don't want to have to be on top of communication. If they message me in the middle of the class or they message me sometime throughout the day, I might have 3 or 4 classes back to back, and I don't have the time to follow up with that lead, which makes them feel like they're not being paid attention to. And so one of the first things that we wanted to build was an actual pipeline so we can track all of the different leads that are coming in. So he had a consultation form that was built out before, where they would schedule consultation with him. And now they join a 3-day trial. And with that, we already have the automated emails that go out that say, welcome to PlyoFit. We have them sign a waiver, and then we have them book their first class. If you know anything about sales, this is a free trial, but if you know anything about sales, the quicker you can get a client to take action or a potential client to take action, the more likely they are to join or at least go down that funnel. So immediately as they fill out that form, we send them a welcome email, letting them know everything about PlyoFit, and they are asked to sign the waiver and get their first class book. So great. Within an hour, they have all of this done and they're signed up. And then from there, we send out emails to make sure that they're ready for their first class. If many people are starting their fitness journey, they might be a little bit nervous as far as how do I show up? What is this going to be like? So we made sure that we built some really good emails that go out to make them as comfortable as possible for their first day. Cool. So now we have lead nurturing, and after every day we send them kind of a motivation email to keep them coming, making sure they're scheduling those classes. And then towards the end, we tell them all the different membership options. If they don't sign up, we add them to a newsletter, which we didn't have before. And so that way, every couple months, we can kind of just do a check-in to see how their fitness journey is going and potentially have them come back and sign up as a member. So from a scaling the business perspective, this is almost all automated. We get notifications when people sign up, so we can reach out and do any other communication. Text messages go out and things like that. So again, as Carlos, the owner of this business, is doing what he does best, communication is automated out to leads, which is great. Next, all of his current members were kind of all over the place. We had a spreadsheet. We had to keep track of when memberships were ending or when they were renewing. And so because the toolkit has payment integrations in it, we set everybody up inside of the toolkit. So we charge them on a monthly or every other month or whatever the payment plan they have is set up. We have emails that go out when their membership is about to expire or renew. We also notify Carlos when that's about to renew. Their expiration date is in the toolkit, so that way we can see when those people are expiring. And so basically we have full control over all of this. This is very similar to like a gym membership software, but this is built directly into the toolkit CRM, so that way we don't have to have multiple pieces of software. So there are some great gym membership softwares out there that we could have potentially done, but based off of what we need right now, we don't need two different pieces of software because the toolkit can kind of handle all of this, which is great. And so that way the emails go out automatically, everything's tracked. And again, Carlos doesn't really have to do a thing. We have a list of all of the members, what their membership package is, as well as when their expiration happens. So it's very easy to take a quick glance. Or if they ask and say, hey, when is my membership expiring? We can see all that information in one spot. And then the other thing that I mentioned is every week, Carlos was sending out that weekly email. Or the weekly text. And so as people sign up, we basically just add them into this automation that every Sunday morning, everybody gets a text and an email having them go book those classes. And as they book those classes, they get the text messages that basically says you're secured. Everything's locked in. So we built out some landing pages for that. We integrated calendar, just like a Calendly, so that way people can sign up for the group classes. They max out at 10 or 12 people. We can track all of that to know who's coming to what class, and then we can send communication if need be. So now the toolkit is kind of handling all of the membership from all of the members from a membership tracking perspective. It's tracking that communication on Sunday, so now Carlos can enjoy his Sunday without having to worry about the business too much. And we're really saving time and cutting down on communication all around. And so here we are about a month or so later, and Carlos is absolutely loving this system. One thing that we always find is once we identify what's possible through automations, we typically always add more automations going forward. So now that we had all the members in there, we did want to send out a member survey just to kind of see like, hey, how are things going now? What are your goals for the future? And so as those people answer that, we get all the information back. And now we can kind of have a one-on-one conversation based off of that. And because we already had everybody in the toolkit, we just sent out a mass text and a mass email to all of our current members to ask them that question. So again, without a CRM, it's very difficult to send mass communication to a certain group. And so since they're all tagged appropriately inside of the toolkit, it was very simple to build a 3-question form or a 3-question survey and send it out to all the clients. So now that the foundation has been built, as different items or different workflows or just different scenarios come up in the future, it is very easy to send out one-off communication to the different members. We can understand where they're at in their journey and just kind of track their entire life cycle through. If they have different fitness goals or they have different check-ins, we can add those notes just like any typical CRM. So really, we're starting to understand a lot more about our members. And as we continue to scale, we can see what works and doesn't work. But the biggest thing is cutting down on communication. And that is what is allowing Carlos, a single business owner, to get more time back in his day and focus on what he enjoys most, which is training his clients, versus wearing all of these different hats and being pulled in 100 different directions. So I really enjoyed building this out for the PlyoFit team, or I guess for the PlyoFit owner, Carlos. I always get excited to watch how his time is being saved and just being managed more efficiently. And we're really able to capitalize on all of the features inside of the toolkit. And it'll be interesting to see as he scales how these different workflows change. But for now, he's got an amazing foundation that is going to help him get more time back, focus more on training his clients, and then start scaling his business. So potentially he could grow to multiple locations or just enjoy life more as his business continues to scale, add some team members, and grow from there. If you are a small fitness studio and you feel like you're wearing multiple hats and you're being pulled in 100 different directions, I would love to sit down and just understand how and look and see how we could help you. Look at your current systems, see if there's any apps that maybe you're paying a little bit too much money for, apps that aren't working the way that you think they should. See if there's a way maybe the toolkit can help solve those problems. But at the end of the day, if you are focused on helping people improve or grow in their fitness journey, then that's what you should be doing most. And you need to automate as much of the other stuff as possible so your business can still scale without your hands being inside of everything, so you can focus on what you enjoy most.